the United Stand pre-season tour sponsored by Manscaped. Discover the power of 3 with Manscaped's unique trimmers. Get the right tools for the job at manscaped.com. Manscaped, your body will thank you.
We'll start off with the Jadon Sancho story, though, and I just want to preempt this with one comment I want to make about the game last night. If you watched it or you didn't watch it, just waking up this morning and thinking about the game last night very briefly, just one thing that really resonated for me was that, or stood out, however you want to call it. It was very, very clear to me that there's a new United and there's an old United. And the new United is people like Onana, who didn't play, but we know that's going to change the way we're going to play. Bruno Fernandes as captain, Mainu coming through, and part of the new United is some of the old United, like Martinez and Varane are a very good centre-back partnership. Luke Shaw, full-backs are good. Casemiro, Lindelof. You know, they're all part of Rashford. They're all part of the new Manchester United. And I think last night it became very clear that there's a new United and the path that we're going to go down. And that doesn't mean new players or young players coming through. As I say, Varane, Martinez, Casemiro, they're part of the new United. They're part of the new vision, supplemented by new signings and younger players, yes. And then there's an old United. Well, De Gea's already gone. Ronaldo went last year. We're obviously not going to keep people like Weghorst. But I also felt that watching some players last night, I was like, we've been here before. You're not part of the journey. And really, it's just time to go. Like, you're just prolonging something. You're not part of the new United. And it almost felt like they were imposters in a nice way. And I'm not saying it in a bad way, because this is the vision that Ten Hag is selling us. You're imposters. There is this clear new United that's exciting and progressive, and you're a hark to the past. I saw Harry Maguire in the second half, and it was like he was on trial. You know, it was just like, you're not part of the vision. Brandon Williams, Scott McTominay. You could argue, you know, Donny didn't even make the team. Some people were talking about Hannibal, didn't even make the team. There's a new United, and then there's a set of players that either need to be loaned or sold. And this is the problem of the overarching problem, which is the Glazers, because I think if you had a new owner, then we'd be able to... What I'm trying to say is that there's an exciting vision for the future, but we're still chained to the past in relation. There's still a lot of players there that do need to be moved on. And watching them yesterday was enjoyable, but I couldn't help thinking with some of them, you know, why are you here? It's prolonging something that needs to end, if you know what I mean. Good morning, United family. Up the Gooners. Trust in Erik Ten Hag. This is Charlie. So let's go into the news. We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho. You'll notice I didn't mention Sancho as part of the vision or part of the past, because I think that story's yet to be written. But Jadon Sancho, this is coming in from James Ducker in The Telegraph, very good journalist. He's saying that Manchester United are open to offers for Jadon Sancho this summer, although there is an expectation he will be at the club next season. So, look, that's a very good journalist, UK-based, not going to be out to piss the club off, not going to really be typing stuff that's, you know, speculative. So, and it's not the first time we've heard it. I have no reason to disbelieve it. The big thing is, we can't clarify it unless somebody puts an offer in for Jadon Sancho, and I don't think they will. Appreciate the show, says Double J. Thank you very much. I don't think anyone's going to offer for Jadon Sancho, so I think my mindset is that he has to be part of the plans this season. I still believe that Sancho can have a good future at Man United. I mean, he's definitely a good player. It's the same as it is with Anthony, although Anthony's only been here a year, so you shouldn't put Anthony in the same category as Sancho. Leave that to the biased British press. But for Jadon Sancho in year 3, it's got to be consistency. I mean, that's the word. It's not even about talent. We know he's got the talent. We haven't seen enough of it, but it's got to be consistent. If you're going to play for a club in the top 4 and you're going to play in the Champions League, you've got to be consistent. And to be consistent, it's not, people think it's just about playing well. You've got to be in the team to be consistent. So they're the challenges for Jadon Sancho. Is he going to be in the starting 11, and is he going to be consistent? And right here, right now, he is, because of pre-season and the lack of options, and we're changing the team at half-time. But when we play against Wolves, is Jadon Sancho in the starting 11? And that's what he's got to be in if he's going to have a future at United. Because Jadon Sancho, as a bit part player off the bench, I don't think that's the future that anybody would want. So, yeah, look, going back to the story, Telegraph, James Ducker, United would listen to offers for Jadon Sancho, but they don't expect to get anything like what they paid for him. Probably they are. They probably would listen to offers, because I don't think that he is really in Ten Hag's top 4 wingers. I think that, well, he probably is actually, isn't he? But, you know, his wingers are Rashford, Garnacho, Antony, and then Sancho. And at the moment, Sancho's playing as a false 9, where we know he's not going to play unless we don't buy a striker and we play Rashford on the left. So, of course, I think we're open to offers for Jadon Sancho. Probably one of the big reasons is because of what we pay him each week. I mean, Ten Hag would look at it and go, he's on over £300,000 a week and he's not even in my first team. I mean, it's just not, it doesn't work. But I think he will be here next season, and I still think that goals like last night are a real positive, and he still has a chance to turn it around. I really do. Menu fried rice, says Joy. I mean, I don't get involved in any of this. I mean, I was even talking about Arsenal last night, and I think they made some mistakes, but it's pre-season. But I find that sort of football analysis, you know, I know it's mainly banter, but I moved past that years ago. I mean, Menu fried rice, they didn't even play next to each other. One was playing holding midfield at one end and one was playing holding midfield at the other. They didn't even go man to man that much. So it's just basic analysis of the football game, isn't it? What Menu did is kept Odegaard and Havertz very quiet, because that's what his job was to do. If you want to say he had his pockets were full with Havertz and Odegaard, absolutely, you can say that. But Declan Rice was playing at the other end of the midfield to him. They didn't go head to head, so it's weak analysis. It's weak analysis to bring in a good banter line about Menu loves rice. You know, that's what it's all about. But Menu was man of the match last night, and his job was to stop Arsenal attacking, and he did it very, very well. His job was to keep Havertz and Odegaard quiet, and he did. Morning, Mark. Hope you get well soon, says Paps. Thank you very much for that. Let's move on to